So I saw something pretty wild recently. I saw a woman putting makeup on her baby. Just not a great way for that sentence to end, you know. I'm pretty sure I had the same reaction most of you are having right now. It's just like, man, can't believe that. Somebody finally accepts they have an ugly baby? Whoa! God is real, you know? Made me pretty happy. I like kids. I don't think I'm going to have any of my own. I have cats right now. I'm just going to stay there. 'Cause cats, already the perfect baby anyway, for several reasons. But probably the biggest reason is you can drop a cat. So one of the biggest complaints about babies, cannot drop them. You want to, slippery buggers, but you can't do it. 'Cause even if they land on their feet, still not good. Weak ankles, squishy knees, not a good time. Another reason why cats are better than babies. If they die before you, nobody gets suspicious. You know, it's just so much better. I'm trying to be a bit of a better person. Been working on myself a bit lately. Fewer jokes like that. You know, I've been happier lately. I used to be very depressed. I felt kind of weird telling my depression jokes after I started doing better. And then I realized I wanted to keep telling them so that if there's anybody out there tonight, first of all, good for coming out or turning on the TV. Some days that's hard. Second of all, just know it can get better, but I have no advice for you whatsoever. Didn't learn a thing. One day my life just turned a corner, but depression is a maze, so just keep going. One day, maybe, you know. But I used to think about suicide a lot. I realized I could never go through with it because of how I was raised. Because growing up, my parents bought and wrote the local newspaper, and I have an English degree, so I can never finish a draft of a suicide note. 'Cause what's the number one rule of proofreading? You gotta have a second set of eyes, right? Gotta have a good old peer review. That conversation's not gonna go great with the roommate. You know, it's just like, hey, sorry to interrupt the office again. Just wanted to, could you just take a look at this for me real quick? You know, just don't want to disappoint my parents. And they'd just be like, Allison, this is bad. This is scary. It's like, what? Was I sloppy with my choice of using the Oxford comma? It's just like, it's like, no, this is all conclusion, no introduction whatsoever. You're also missing the body. It's like, well, I was going to take care of that later, but everybody's a critic. I had a guy hit on me in a fun new way recently. It's like, hey, girl, tonight you want me to thump your melon? Just fun. I thought about it, and I realized maybe this guy was more creative with his pickup line than I gave him credit for. Because we thump melons to see if they're ripe. And we tell if they're ripe if they sound hollow. So maybe this guy was just saying, are you empty inside? Because that's my type. Listen to this. Let's go. I also had a woman recently tell me she liked my dress concoction. Like I had whipped it up in a cauldron that morning. Also, like I hadn't put thought into it. Like I wasn't trying to say something about who I was with what I was wearing. And at the time, I was wearing a Japanese maternity dress from 2009. So I was saying quite a bit. Less of a dress concoction, more of a dress confession. My confession is that I am economically savvy. Yeah, kept that maternity dress for 10 years. Also, when I was 19, I kept the clothes but gave up the baby. You know, so pretty good with money. Pretty good. Pretty thrifty. Also, if that joke makes you sad, did you want a dead baby joke? Because I did kind of already tell it, so it's fine. You can have it all, ladies. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I did get pregnant when I was younger, got pregnant when I was 19, had the kid when I was 20, so couldn't be on TV for that. I checked. Too washed up, they said, crusty 20s. They were pretty rude. I wasn't raised on television growing up. Not watching cartoons as a child is the same thing as not watching the news as an adult. You know, had no idea what was going on in the world at any point. Another kid came up to me on the playground once and was just like, so which Power Ranger would you be? And my response was just, I don't really think I have enough information to have an informed opinion on this issue. Could read up, get back to you. I should have just faked it, right? Adults fake it all the time. Like half of America probably thinks the Gaza Strip is a dance, and they're doing good, you know? They're like, what is Brexit? Is that when you leave brunch in a hurry? I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, you guys have been very fun. Thanks for having me.